Waking God's Child YouTube channel. I feel like an idiot sitting here saying that like I'm some sort of a sports announcer, but anyways, here we are, and I'd like to welcome you to the show and the podcast for Morgellons and the Human Body. And I'd like to welcome right now also our guest host, Candy Nelson. Hi,
Hey,
Candy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good deal. Okay, so I just did the intro, and the intro that sounds so corny because yeah, Cordy is my middle name. Um, so this is basically a show about Morgellons versus the human body, or Morgellons and the human body. Um, and we're gonna start this out with some results of yours that we never did get to discuss on this podcast, but you and I had talked about. So I'm gonna let you take it away from here.
Okay, so basically, back in 2003, I was sent to a rheumatologist. They did bone densities, and she came to me and she's like, "You have severe osteoporosis." She's like, "You have to take this medicine, or else you're going to break your hip." So the medicine was once a week Actonel to rebuild your bones. So I took it for quite a long time. And then all of a sudden, I would take it on Monday morning, 7 o'clock every Monday morning. Well, come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm screaming. I'm doubled over in pain. I'm bleeding. And I had a hysterectomy, so there was no reason for me to be bleeding. And I'm like, oh my God. I thought I had severe urinary tract infection, So I go to the doctor, I call him, and I was like, okay, I think I got a urinary tract infection really bad because I used to get them really bad. And so he sent me for urinalysis. Well, it came back as an unclean catch. So because it was blood in it, it was an unclean catch. So come the weekend, here I was doubled over again in pain, screaming, crying. My husband's like, "You need to go to the doctor." I was like, "What do you think I'm doing? I'm trying." It's like I didn't know what was going on. So after a while, I got to thinking, I'm like, well, this is only happening on the weekend. I take all my other pills every day. So it has to be that one that I take on Monday.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it. The problem cleared up, went away. So I go to the rheumatologist and I told her, I was like, I think this Actonel is causing me this problem. And she's like, well, she said, you have to take this medicine. She said, are you going to break your hip? And I mean, she gets up in my face and everything. And I'm like, so I went home. I started taking it again. The problem returned. So I go back to my doctor and my primary doctor, not the rheumatologist, and he sent me to the gynecologist. Well, come to find out, I was getting cysts on my ovaries. So on Monday, when I would take the pill, the cyst would start like getting bigger and bigger and bigger during the week. Then come the weekend, they would burst. And so that's what was causing the problem. And so I'm like, I go back to the rheumatologist. And I told her, I was like, okay, this is what's happening. I think these once a week Actonel is causing this problem. She literally laughed in my face and said, I have never heard of such a thing. That is not one of the side effects. She said, and you have to take this medicine. And I'm like, I went home, called my doctor, made an appointment. I told him, I was like, no. I said, basically she treated me like crap. When I tried to explain it to her.
Yeah.
So he took me off of that, and he put me on my calcium nasal spray. It's supposed to be all natural stuff from the ocean. So I'm putting that up my nose every day and did that for a long time, and everything was fine. Then all of a sudden I started getting these really bad headaches and spontaneous nosebleeds. So I know nothing else was going up my nose except for that, So
Yeah.
I go back. I told my other doctor, I had him for 13 years. I was like, now I'm having this problem. And he's like, okay. So he took me off that, put me on Forteo injections. I had to give myself a shot in the stomach every day, which I still have bruises from that. Bruises or whatever was injected in me is still.
Yeah, that's more of the question.
Yeah. So anyway, so this was going on for years between those three different medications. They were sending me every year for a bone density test. So, supposedly, according to that rheumatologist that I had, which is supposed to be the best in my state, that she said, if you don't take this medicine, She said, if you cough too hard or you sneeze too hard, you're going to break your hip. So I was like, you know what? No. And so every year I had all these bone density tests and I'm lining them all up and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I went through all these damn side effects, all these medications, and nothing has changed. Nothing. And it's like, why am I doing this? So I go back to my primary. I'm like, why am I doing this? He said, you're right. Stop taking it. Because I told him, I was like,
Whatever.
well, that was in, I think, maybe 2009. So this went on from like 2003 to 2009.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And nothing had changed. So what's the point, And so, anyway, so then this past, I haven't taken anything, like I said, all these years. It's been, okay, this is what, 2021, 2009, you're talking about 12 years. And I sneezed plenty of times. I coughed plenty of times. I even broke my damn hip, went dancing.
You're still intact.
And I took that major concrete angel dive on June 17th.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I was airborne like 8 feet through the air. And so I go back to my doctor and he's like, okay. I told him about, taking that airborne dive into the concrete, and he's like, so would you consider a bone density test? I was like, I'll think about it.
Maybe.
And,
I've been through enough.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do this because my bones didn't automatically just heal themselves. This is something. Nah, and it's not like, God put his hands up underneath me. Obviously that's what happened. I don't know, or maybe Morgellons didn't let me break anything, but it's like,
the Lord God is with us. He's with us.
So anyway, I like I said, I couldn't move hardly at all. I couldn't use my hands and my arms for almost 3 weeks. And then my hips and my legs, it took me a good, probably month, maybe a month and a half to be able to walk again.
But you were intact. Like your bone density, equals you're intact, and you should have been broken.
Yeah, I should have broken every damn bone in my body the way I landed. But so anyway, I get the bone density tests. The results come back, and I'm looking at this, and according to that rheumatologist, back in 2003, if I didn't take anything, I was going to break my hip basically, and she told me I had the bones of an 86-year-old woman, and one of the reports said that let's see. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, she told me I had the bones of an 86-year-old woman, and if I sneezed too hard or coughed too hard, I could break my damn hip.
Right.
So she was scared to death,
And then you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to break.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, when I decided to stop living in fear of, that mind conditioning that they pumped into me for so damn long and said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to live. So, anyway, so I get this bone density test from just like a few weeks ago. And basically the thing says that I have like a 10-year time frame before I break my hip. Okay, wait a minute.
How can they even determine that? That's crazy.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Here's the thing. In 2003, I was told I have the bones of an 86-year-old woman, and if I sneeze wrong, I can break my hip.
Break a hip by sneezing.
But it's 2003. Okay, you're talking about, what, 17 years ago?
That's a long time.
And I took all those medicines all that time. It was causing me all those different horrible side effects. And,
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, and and then I took that, concrete angel nosedive into the concrete on the 17th of June this year. Didn't break any damn thing. So if my bones were truly that frail back in 2003,
given to what they said in 2003,
I should have killed my damn self when I hit that concrete.
Yeah,
I should have died
to come up with scrapes and bruises and pain. I mean, that's miraculous.
Oh,
and that's,
no, do you remember?
To tell you, Morgellons protect their.
Remember, I didn't even get bruised. I didn't even break the skin. Remember?
That's right. That's right. You just have a little bit of pain, but it's a miracle either way, because even a normal human, whatever that is, would have had broken wrists or broken bones of all sorts. I mean,
Yeah,
if you think about that.
because I landed like right here on my wrist area. Oh, right in here. This is where I
Yeah,
landed on both my wrists onto the
yeah,
concrete.
right. We'll use my mom as that example. She fell down my porch steps and she's shattered. She fell down the steps in Sargent, Texas at her home there, and she broke her hip. She's what's considered a normal human without Morgellons or active Morgellons. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because here she is now in the hospital. I've been there with her for the last 3 days. Like, she's taking my ambulance, but the woman's broken and she barely falls. Like, she should have been the one that was dubbed that you have the bones of an 86-year-old woman. My mom's, 58 years old or 68 years old, sorry. But I mean, like, if you think about this, look at how miraculous we are and you are, like, given the example. And here's another woman, in her 60s, my mom, that is shattered just by the slightest fall. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something right there, it's crazy. I mean, you're a living, walking miracle, but I think what you're probably getting at is they're protecting their host, in essence, I would say.
And
So,
just like I said too before, all these people go in for like routine routine bone density,
but
routine colonoscopy, routine
my
mammogram.
mom, yeah.
Oh, we found cancer. You need to start this treatment. So
Right.
guess, yeah, did you even really even have it all along any damn way?
Did we have any of these symptoms they've said we had all along? Or is it that the Morgellons are the biggest cause of these problems? I know what you're saying. That's what I'm saying and screaming at the top of my lungs. These things, these new diseases and behavioral problems, or the ADHD or autism, or my dad, showing signs of all um, Alzheimer's, and my grandmother passed away from that. Bless her and rest her soul. And my mom has all these mental things that weren't there before, and fibromyalgia with the first part of that fibro, a cystic fibrosis. There's so many things. And I just sent you that picture of my mom's x-ray that shows her chest cavity as well as her shoulder that was busted broken and underneath her armpit, which that surgery was 2 weeks ago before this incident happened. So, I mean, she's clinging for life being fed through her through a tube right now. But what I'm saying is all these things, including with my mom, I believe it's caused by the same culprit. But why is it, Candy, do you think that some of us are being protected by that same culprit? Because you can't get hurt. I mean, I say protected, but not really, because we suffer a lot. But I mean, I wonder why that is? Oh, that's cute. I got the red, white, and blues right there on my own property, but they just turned them on for no reason, just out of the blue, right on my property. Turned them on, turned them off, and now they're not there. I can't make that stuff off. I can't make it up. Part of the Morgellons. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but there's weird things going on. And if you guys get a chance to look at Sheila Renee's stuff, like, go to her Facebook page. Look at her stuff. Sheila Renee, Loya, Sheila has these same things that I've got going on, but why did it start when we all figured out we had Morgellons? And I mean, Candy, I think you mentioned some of this too, right? At one time, you had noticed some strange things right after you realized you had Morgellons, and just everything changes around you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
To some
I got
extent, to some extent, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I knew like I'd be in the store and I'd feel like somebody was watching me and I'd turn around and I'm like,
Yeah,
so
hence
I
the
never,
targeted individuals that they come up with, all these things and these names.
and I try to not think about that part of as far as being targeted because I don't
I don't
want
believe it's
to carry
even that.
that.
It's all one thing. It
Yeah,
is.
no, I don't want to carry that in my mind because
And
you
and
know,
we're not targeted per se. I mean, that's the whole thing. You're right. You said it right. Don't carry it in your mind, because it's not even that it's a target. When you're noticing or feeling these things, just remember these Morgellons, these whatever these things are, and we all know that they're otherworldly at times. I mean, scientific, otherworld. I don't care what kind of thing you want to say. It's all of that and more, but it's not like it's a target on you. These are just things that go with it and that make you feel this way. And you do see these things. But I mean, that goes back to the spiritual warfare fact, if you ask my opinion. So don't be, like Candy said, she puts it from her mind. Don't focus on those things. Yes, you may be seeing them. Yes, they're maybe present, but don't give them your attention because it's not worth your attention. That kind of negativity isn't worth it because whether it's there or not, whether you see it or not, they don't deserve your attention. And I think that's what Candy said too. It's just negative. It's nothing we need to worry about. But I did have, like my friend Sheila and my friend Sharon, and I've got, lots of people that are noticing. I think even Lori, at one time, we can blatantly see these things, and it makes you wonder, like the things in the sky. But I think it's all one culprit, all of it, one culprit. That's my opinion, but I've studied deep and hard, and that's where I'm going to say. But to protect your body when you fall and you should shatter, I mean, straight up, like, okay, it's either, short of a miracle or it's the same culprit doing all this and more.
Yeah,
So,
well, and I told my doctor, I said, no matter what those results come back from this bone density test, okay, first of all, I'm not going to believe it. Second of all, I'm not taking anything for it. So don't even think about
don't even mention it.
it. So,
Good
yeah,
girl.
so it's like, oh
Heck
God.
yeah. Well, and it seems like, and I know this is a little off topic, but I was thinking, like, there's been a lot of drama among the Morgellons groups, like the Facebook groups and individuals on there. And I don't want to mention names, but I was wanting to mention on my own. I mean, I noticed when I went to your page the other night, and I noticed a girl on there that I think we're mutual friends with. Well, I know we are, including with
I wasn't friends
Cheryl.
with her. I wasn't friends with her.
Oh, so she went to your personal page then without even being friends, just because. Well, I mean, any one of you know Elena Kyle. If you know of Elena Kyle or anything about her and her EMF blocking hats, the woman is the most beautiful soul you will ever meet. Heart of gold, suffering right along with the next, the rest of us. She has been to hell and back. She has seen the darkness that nobody wants to ever return to or see again. She has been one that just, like, what can we do? Just like Candy, these individuals are like, we have to help ourselves, self-help, because nobody else is doing it. So Elena comes up with this wonderful concept, and I'm telling you, I don't care what other testimonies there are. It works for Candy, it works for me, and so many others I've spoken with. These hats and the EMF material the blocking material, it's expensive, but she had this incredible concept
I'm gonna
that
grab mine.
yeah, she's gonna get her hat. But it's the most incredible concept. I can't even tell you, and it eases, like, I suffer from migraines. Candy does as well. That's part of this illness or whatever you want to call it, the affliction, whatever it is. It's part of it. You get the horrible headaches, or you don't want to open your eyes. Like right now, the light's kind of hurting mine. With that said, though, these hats help with that. And Candy was her own personal testimony, not trying to promote or anything, just saying, like, oh my gosh, I want to, like, say this has worked for me, because that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to work with each other, for each other, give our testimonies on things. So we're trying to help, right? So we have an individual come on there with this rude ass comment like, moderator, where's the moderator? Oh my gosh, spam, spam, spam. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? Who are you? What are you smoking or sucking on? Like, what is your deal? Like, I mean, we're helping each other. And I'm going to say this real quick, Candy, before you show them. If you're going to go to Walmart or your favorite department store, because when we got to shop, right? There's things we need. It's true. Why on God's green earth are you going to go to Walmart and buy a hat that says, like, giddy up, big truck, or got milk, or where's your mom and them, or, something stupid, and you're going to go buy that hat and pay, like, $20. But here's an individual, like, with you all, and she tried something and it worked, and the material is, like, ungodly expensive. Let me tell you, so expensive. Then she takes her time away from her family, away from herself, away from their living, away from, like, everything she could be doing and should be doing, as well as tending to herself, sewing these hats. And when she sells them, it's not like she's making like hardly anything, if at all. And even if she is, you're gonna go buy a got milk freaking ball cap with like a trucker hat, like look at me, I'm so cool. But you're not gonna like buy from your own. What's the matter with you? Spam this. I'm sorry, I'm so mad.
Well, you know what
I'm
aggravated me?
sorry,
What
that's so
aggravated me?
stupid. Grow up.
Yeah, what aggravated me is she's tagging an admin, and I'm like, "This is my
You
page."
are the admin. It's your page. It's admin, spam. You guys, I mean, I'm sorry if there's any of you out there doing this. Stop. Stop. And I don't want to hear, well, she's making money and she did it and it's our pain. If she's one of you and she's suffering with you, buy from that woman and not your damn Walmart or anyone else. I mean, shut up. You're going to go buy it elsewhere, anything elsewhere. Support the people that are suffering because they still got to make a living. They got to make a living. They got to survive. We
Right, so
all
let me
got to survive. And if you don't like it and you're just jealous because they might like actually be able to survive a little along with their suffering, shut up, zip it, and go make something yourself and contribute to the society and sell that too. I mean, that's all I can say. Just shut up, though. It's dumb. It's dumb. You're going to shop all day long for your favorite pair of sneakers or like, oh, I like those little patent leather shoes. Shut up. Go buy something beneficial from someone that needs it, just like we all do. The end. All right,
Okay,
Candy. So look at this hat, though, and they are amazing. And I didn't have migraines like near as bad as I did before.
yeah,
And I still did mine. I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
this is the inside. This is the EMF blocking fabric. It's like $40 to $60 a yard, you know.
Right,
And
right.
then he covers it in the printed fabric on the outside, so it looks
I
nice.
tried to buy some. I know how expensive that shit is.
And I'll show them how it's worn. So if you want to wear it during the daytime, there's like a little flap here. You can fold this up and just wear it like a do-rag. My hair's up in a bun.
Yeah,
I
there's
got
so many ways.
So, but you can wear it like this, and then some of the ladies do it like this. Hold on, my hair's in the way. Hold on, it's
I
so
mean,
much
it's
of
no
it.
secret that 5G is raining upon your all's parades. It is.
Some of
These
the
help.
ladies
That's why I looked into it myself.
like this. They have it cute where it's like looks all cutie, but I don't look so
I
cute.
think they're adorable. They're cute. They're fashionable. They're comfortable and they work
And
better than your trucker ball cap with a straight bill saying "got some milk."
this is
I
the
mean,
neat.
come on.
This is the neatest part. Okay, when you wear it at night, you tie it back here. So you pull this down over your eyes. So it blocks
Exactly.
signals from going in through your eyes as well.
And
So
trust
what?
me, the frequencies are definitely happening. Don't care
So
what you
this
say,
is
they're there.
electromagnetic field blocking fabric. So it blocks Wi-Fi, it blocks from smart meters, your cell phone, all those things.
I went to buy a roll of it off of Amazon, and it was a pretty big roll, but I was going to make a Faraday cage. I have a great friend, Mr. Avatar. That's what I'm going to call him. He was one of the very first people, when I started my YouTube channel that was on there, and he gets it, he knows, and the man is flipping smart, beyond smart. Like everything he says and does, and like he sent me a package with spray that like just the man knows what he's saying, and he told me about a Faraday cage. He's not lying, but when I went to see how much that material is, and Elena, bless you for doing what you do because that is not cheap, and your time, thank you. We love you for that. And screw what the other people say. Like they're unworthy. It's that simple. You are amazing. But it is expensive, guys. I think it was like $500 for just the roll I was looking for. $500. Come on now. And you're gonna like, boo-hoo-hoo, I gotta pay this much for a hat. Shut up. Go buy your trucker hats then. Wear those. See if those will help you. I mean, hopefully not, because I mean, you don't deserve help if you're gonna act like that shit. You don't like spam. I'm in fifth grade. Spam. There's spam there. Somebody got the spam. Admin. Like, what the crap? Are you wearing Pampers? Are you still wearing Pampers? Jeez almighty.
I was like, it's my page, it's my rules, and I get to call it.
On top of that, but why are these adults acting like flipping toddlers? And everyone's like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Nope, it's not fair. Life isn't going to be fair. It's never promised to be fair. Somebody may have it way more amazing or totally amazing, and you may have a sucky life. Like, I pretty much do. It's not fair. Get over that fair part. If you sit there and focus on the it's not fair anymore, you're going to set yourself up for disappointment because our life here wasn't promised to be fair. There is another place coming, and that's where your fairness falls in, and your bliss and your happiness and your forever of just living and loving. And so stop focusing on the not fair, the negative. It's not going to help you. In fact, it hinders so many. Just by one person reflecting that, you can take down so many 20 people, 30 people. So stop, please. For the love of God, stop. We're begging you. Okay, I vented again, didn't I? It's okay.
Hey.
It's my channel. You don't like it. I got the Morgellons over that. But it is. But it is. Oh no, but you didn't. I'm just thinking like, let me go put some Pampers on or something. What the
Hey,
hell?
and, you know, the funny part about it is I was telling you, you know, I had this thing that I had typed up, you know, before I went out there. And it was like, so maybe that was like, you know, God's way of protecting me. But I put this out on Facebook and I wanted to read it to them prior
Yes, please do.
prior to that woman doing that on my page. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, this was something I put out prior to actually having that little issue with her.
So nice. So awesome.
It just says, let me just say, I am truly a miracle of God. I survived years of childhood abuse and neglect at the hands of multiple family members. As a result of normalization, I survived 2 abusive marriages, then raised 2 daughters on my own with little to no support on any level. Met my soulmate that finally gave me inner peace and unconditional love and added 2 more daughters to the gene pool, only to then shortly after develop Morgellons symptoms on a progressive downhill spiral that almost killed me 1,000 times over. Was poisoned with toxic chemicals, aka prescription drugs. Almost lost my left arm and both legs as a result of medical neglect and inaccurate diagnoses. Been laughed at, lied to, called names, abused, and neglected on multiple levels. Cheated on, beaten on, been homeless, been hungry, you name it, and I can claim it. These things mean nothing because I am still here and survived evil that most cannot even listen to or look at the photos or videos of. So if it freaks you out or scares the living hell out of you to look and you can't see the miracle of where I was and where I am now, I truly do not care because my journey of life is so much bigger than anyone's feelings. I stand in my own truth. There is nothing anyone can say to me or about me or do to me that will change what has defined me. That is all.
Amen, sister. Take that, spam blower. Yeah. I mean, all of you that want to like bring us down and belittle us, and I know it's none of you here. I know that, guys. I'm not talking to you, but it is a YouTube channel at the end of the day. People will watch. They will look. They're going to come back, and they may not ever come back after that. I don't even care because the point is we're here for truth, and she's speaking her story, and the woman just told it exactly like it is. And like we have been, most of us here that have this disease or syndrome or whatever you may be calling it at this moment, we have been to hell and back. We have seen the darkest of moments that we never want to see again. But we rose up from those ashes and we learned so much from like that despair that it healed us. We grew, and even though our bodies fail us, our flipping mind, soul, and spirit soars. And there you go. Candy just said it exactly like it is. So go spam somewhere else or call spam on someone else, or I'm going to cook some spam and shove it up your rear, and then you'll know what spam really is.
Well, you know, it's just kind of funny because I've been wanting to put something like that out on my Facebook for a while. And I just finally the words came to me and I got it out there, and then I went and like all of a sudden she's coming after me. I was like, okay,
right after that, yeah. It's like she sits there and pours her soul out like she's been through so much, and then this woman's like, admin, we got some spams here. It's like, girl, like go back to your la la land and live there unless you want to learn some real life lessons. Shut up already. We don't want to hear it. Wrong people, wrong day, wrong time, wrong lifetime. So yeah. I love you, Candy, for that. That you are amazing, and all of you guys out there are amazing. You guys have suffered so much.
All right,
you
so
deserve the world.
Let me welcome these people on here, okay?
Yeah, please do.
Kimberly Mates is on here. Sharon Johnson.
Kimberly
Kimberly says, Let's see. Let me see from the beginning here. Okay.
Kimberly
I have,
Maestas, I
he
think.
says, I have no idea why people say they can't see this damn things. I see it everywhere. Sharon says,
Yes.
hi, ladies. Good to see you both. Kimberly, the absolute worst part of this is how it affects your children. I do
Yes.
everything I can to be a good mother. Oh, I need to tell them about that thing in the
Yeah.
bathtub last night or the other night.
Yeah. And well, I was taken away from my child, so yeah, we need to tell that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I do everything I can to be a good mother, but let's face it, this evil crap steals your time and your joy. The struggle is real. Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
Kim. It is so. Kim, you said it so right. Yes.
And
I'm a hospital with my mom too. It's everywhere.
yeah, God bless her for making hats. More power to her. I'm going to order
Yes.
from her. Cute hat. Need it to block from my cell phone at night. I also have a huge lesion on my temple right now and lump underneath giving me a horrible headache. So this might help.
Oh, Kim, it
That's
does help. They are really good. They are so good.
And then Kim says we should never attack those fellow sufferers, especially who are trying to help us all.
We're supposed to support one another. That's right. That's like what I mean, I'm so sick of being like everyone else. I don't want to be included in that. And I don't know why one of our own would want to be like that. Like we're supposed to lift up. And I know we have things we don't like. I mean, you hear me screaming at the top of my lungs. But the thing at the end of the day is we're supposed to love one another. And we just remember it's not fair. It's not going to be fair. But you're a warrior and your fairness, like beyond fairness, is coming later, I promise.
Well,
It'll
and
come.
I think Kimberly said something about blocking the cell phone at night. You know, another thing that I do too before I go to bed is I put my cell phone on airplane mode.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, and then put my hat on, and I'm like, I sleep like a baby.
Put some Vicks on there, Kimberly. Can't or like already Campo Bonique. Like Candy taught me that, and it does work.
Yeah, it's got
The
camp.
Vicks and that peppermint oil in the nostrils and on your temples. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And take a little quarter teaspoon of cream of tartar every day to alkalize your body because it helps. And it like those things that they can't eat it, they don't like it, it kills them. So just the same as like the borax and or just baking soda. If you, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I used to I still do take a little bit of that. I did even of the 20 meal team borax. I used to eat it, and I mean these things they can't live off of it. When they try to eat it, they blow up like birds with rice, kind of so to speak.
Hey, Sharon, you're talking about your hair. I was telling Lisa about this. You know, I was bathing in that 20 mule team borax, you know, to get the biofilm off my skin for the longest time. Well, I put some in my shampoo once and washed my hair with it. I was like, oh my God, I still have all my hair because of that borax.
When you
I
told me that, I did that, and you're right. You're right. I've never had any like baldness yet. Knock on wood. But I
well, I
mean,
mean,
even if I did, it's okay. It's okay.
I had the biofilm so thick on my scalp it was like cradle cap, and I couldn't even scrape it. I mean, it was just horrible. And
Yes.
I had the crawling sensation, and the hair would move on its own. And I've got videos of that too. But anyway, so when I started adding that borax to my shampoo, all those gone. All my hair issues gone. I didn't have to shave it, you know?
Yeah. Well, did you see what Seven Smith? I don't know if you guys know Seven, but she's on a lot of the Facebook um, pages, and she ended up. I don't know if you saw that today. You need to look if you haven't seen it. It's on one of the face. I think on several of the Facebook pages where her hair. She had. It was in the bathtub. It balled up like they just went into little groups of, and it just balled up. And it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And bless her heart. And Seven, you are amazing. You're a warrior. If you're watching this, like bless you, and you're so courageous for showing and telling. Thank you. Thank you for showing and telling. I mean, it was crazy. If you guys get a chance to look, you need to look because it's something else. I mean, bless her heart. And my friend Sheila, she had to save all hers, and Sheila, she's been through a lot too. And Sharon also. I mean, all of you guys. Like it's just unbelievable, like how much you guys go through and how courageous you are. And Kimberly, my sis, I think if I'm saying that right, you too. Like I hear your stories, you guys, and I'm just like, God, you guys are so courageous. You're just warriors, and bless you and for being you and speaking out. Thank you for that. So What do you think, Candy? I'm gonna have to go soon because, believe it or not, I'm still working, and then I got to go back to the hospital to check on my mom. I might be staying the night there again tonight. I'll be there 6 days, and I am so tired. I didn't sleep at all the night before, barely last night, and because
Let
I
me
stayed up
see.
there. But
Let me
I'm
see
just
if I
glad
can
she's here.
let me see if I can get a couple of these videos to show up on the webcam that
Yeah, that would be good.
like this next one that I'm going to show you guys. I had fiber sticking out of my arm, and I'm videotaping it, and in the background the TV was on, and the sci-fi music came on, and so when the sci-fi music came on, it's like the damn
It's
thing,
crazy.
it was just started like dancing to the sci-fi music. It was so bizarre and so
That
weird.
and the sewing machine one just blew my mind. I'm just like, wow. And you
A lot
captured it. The fact that you captured it, I guess, is what blew my mind. Because I can
of-
never capture my really crazy stuff like that.
Oh, I got so many videos about this crazy stuff. It's like, oh my
A
God.
little show and tell.
Let me see if I can get this to play. Hold on one second.
And if you want to send me one later, I'll put it on the channel and just say this is Candy Nelson's video or any of them.
I don't know if this is
Just
we're gonna try.
there you go, almost. A little further down.
That's all right. Try to rewind it here. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Mm. All right, I gotta start it over. All right. There we go. There we go. Watch this now. And about halfway through, you're gonna see, and you can hear the music in the background, and you'll see how it reacts.
This is your arm, right?
Yeah, this was my arm. What happened?
You had it. There you go. Right there.
Here we go. Listen.
So crazy. Oh my god. Like EBGBs.
You can hear the music in
He
the
is
background.
literally pulling a Michael Jackson right there. This thing moves around. I feel like it like almost has a face. It's like looking at you like you see me shaking my booty.
That was it.
It's nuts though. The sewing machine one though still to this day kills me. It's craziness, guys. It's crazy. All of it's crazy, and that's why nobody believes us because it's crazy, but it's real. It's real, and F them because I'm not F because that's not nice. But it's just I'm trying so hard, guys. I've had like, such a bad week, but it's okay because it's good now because I'm here with you guys. But just who cares if they believe or not? It's not even like our problem. It's honestly, it's a really bad problem for them to not believe. So if you just turn that, perception around and look at it like you can't save them all, and you're trying, and if they don't want to listen and they want to call names and be ugly, that's okay. Those are just a few more you didn't need. Oh, check that one out. That's all fibers.
This is my leg video.
Gosh.
I'm sorry, I was cussing at this thing.
Yeah, I would be cussing too. A few choice words or thousands of them. Look at this. These are fibers just coming out of her leg. It's not skin. It's not like flaky skin because some people are going to say, oh, that's just skin peeling off. No, they're fibers. These are fibers. Roll over. We wouldn't record it if we thought it was skin. Look at this. That thing kind of tries to get her. Like, it's like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Go away, stop it. Like, just try to get at her every time. No, no, but you didn't. Watch this thing lunge at her, though. It just lunges at her every time. Yeah, your turn, too. I love how we all talk to them like I do all the time. I'm just like, you little bastard. What are you thinking? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. It's craziness, though. It is. But it is what it is, and just because we learned how life was supposed to be through a textbook doesn't make it so. And I guess that's how I settle it right there.
You know what?
Look
This
at
is
that.
the one I showed to my doctor at the very first visit.
Yeah, what did he say? Because you can't deny that unless he's like, well, that's skin, but like it's obviously not.
Oh no, I told you he just was like, what the hell? You know, he was like freaked out.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So this is the video that you show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really mistake that for like anything else. But then they say what the hell, but they just go on being doctors and denying it, and that's what's really aggravating.
No, I like
It's not
mine.
their fault though, because it's just like my family denies it, and my family would never have done this. So there's something else bigger and badder going on, and it's not in our control. This is a spiritual warfare for a reason, without doubt.
I fast forwarded over a little bit.
Do you have the sewing machine one on there too?
I'd have to find that one. We'll have to do that one another time. And then the one
Yeah.
with when I was in the van and that big one I pulled off my van that wrapped all the way around my van. We'll do
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you want to send me one of them later, I mean, I've got thousands of my own I could put on, but I think people get bored with mine. And like something new is always cool, and to know that somebody else is experiencing the same. So they were like, well, that's just one person saying that. No, sweethearts, there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of us going through this. So if you send me one, I'll put it up and make sure everyone's like, I'll just dub it Candy Nelson's whatever video, whatever one it is. So.
Okay. Like I said, I have to find them because, like I told you,
Yeah, I
things
have
like
some here too, but I can't get to them
well, they've been
that
removing
you
my
sent me.
videos. I had to try to find it. I just searched for that one with the sci-fi music.
I might be able to find it, Candy, because you emailed it to me. I forgot, and so I'll try to go through my email and save it that way, and then put it on because people need to see that. It's just insanity. The whole damn thing is insane, but it is happening. It is real, and people that say it's not, I'm sorry, guys. That's untrue. It's very very real. So it's that simple, but we can't punish ourselves just because people won't believe. Because I used to just torture myself, like, why won't they listen? I mean, it's so frustrating, but we can't because it takes away from the blessings in our own lives, or just the moments that we can have in peace. So we rob ourselves of that. We can't rent space out inside of our heads, guys. They're not paying rent, so why would we rent the space out to them?
Well, and what I was telling I told you about this. I don't want to go into a whole lot of the details on this, but I ran a bubble bath yesterday for somebody, and I put these little roses they come in like a bath kit, but you put them in the water and they're supposed to dissolve and make the water smell good. So I get in there and put them in there, and I got my granddaughter in the bathtub. I'm sorry, but I just had to say that. But anyway,
No, that's okay. You can have a million of them. Who knows?
and the
I
things
do.
like they didn't melt. It turned into less like it was like slime almost, and it was all stuck in her hair. And I had to like try to get it out of her hair, and I got it out as far as I could tell. And so when she got out of the tub, I noticed some little like white bumps on her arm. So I got the scope and I was looking at them. And I was like, oh, okay. So I start like just scoping different little places on her body. And I told her to pull her shirt up because I was just going to look at her back. And I noticed this patch on her shoulder blade. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And so
Right shoulder blade?
yes. So I put the scope on it. Well, come to find out, it was that gooey stuff from the flowers that I had put in her bathwater. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm looking at it, right? Because then it was dry. So it was like kind of crusty because she was out of the bathtub. But it was full of Morgellons fibers in that gooey
patch
mess.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, thank you, God, that I actually had her pull her shirt up and was just looking back.
It.
Or else, guess what? It was adhered to her skin. She
they
probably
buried
would have had a massive. She probably would have had a massive lesion the next day or two.
Poor
And I was able to like I said, because I saw it was there, I was able to get it off of her. But I was just like, what in the hell? I took pictures of it. It was just that flower stuff. It was the flower. And
It's
I'm
in
like,
everything. And that's what's sad. It's in everything. And our babies should not have to be dealing with this nonsense. Sad.
well,
And
like
did
I
I
said,
tell? I told you that whole hospital where my mom is. I mean, I'm looking around. They're everywhere. The whole hospital. There's debris all over. I'm watching doctors get on the elevator with me. Their masks, their little hats on. They're all like safe and sanitized, right? But this doctor, his shoulder, a string on his shoulder, just moving around. Fibers just popped out, looking around. It's like, hey guys, what's going on? I'm gonna do some surgery with Doc here. I mean, it's like I know it's funny right now, but it's horrifying. My mom is in there with all these people with open wounds, or my mom was cut from the top of her chest all the way down to her abdomen, straight up open, like had to clean her all out from the intestine leakage. I mean, and I'm thinking they're on the doctor's shoulder, they're on the lights that shine. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been in a hospital lately, but it's terrifying. They're everywhere. I mean, we also know though that they're in those things that you go with the roller up your sleeve where you get the little pointy thing in your arm too. I mean, they're everywhere, like everywhere. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I was surprised. Just because it's like, what the hell? I mean, I knew it, but I didn't see it. And when I saw it, I was like, "Mommy, get out of there now!" And now I got to go back, and then you got to put those face masks, like the one that you scopes that hadn't been open yet or hadn't been open yet. Yeah, I got to put one of those on, a new one every single time I go, and I feel all this tickling on my nose and like itching, and I'm just sitting there thinking, why am I complying? They're literally killing me right now, making me wear this. They're killing us. And it just pisses me off so bad. And I'm sitting here like, but I want to see my mom. And I can't see my mom. So I'll put my life on the line because her life's on the line, right? Everyone's life's on the line. That's the sad thing. Speaking of, I need to really go and check. And I'm going to let you do some closing words. And I want to just tell y'all thank you and I love you. And I'll let Candy close out tonight.
okay, well, I'm just going to read up the comments, what I can see here. I can't scroll up and down. So if I've already missed it, then I'm sorry, guys, I missed it. But the earliest one I see is from Sharon. It says, I just passed my 7-year anniversary with this in the first week of November. And all of us who have this seem to count each year anniversary of MD because that is how significantly it changed. Cat I Am says, most docs will diagnose you with delusional parasitosis. Well, mine hadn't went there. So.
Went through that millions of times.
They don't ever go there because we won't have a problem as long as you don't go there.
Yeah, there you go.
As past, I meant. Wildman, hey, just stop by. Wildman, do you think this is the Hydra that's in the...
It is. It's the same Hydra. It's the same stuff.
Yeah. And then he says, I had a 4-inch patch of plastic film on my lower leg. Had to use pure acetone to remove most of it. Not on live skin, though.
I've done the same thing with the acetone.
Yeah, and he says, don't go in the hospital.
They hate
the hospital. Yep. And then Kim says, yep, I see it on people all the time. Anything smart is weaponized. And then Kimberly said, everything is infected with this crap. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, the whole world is infected. I mean, just to put it politely, we're not at the point, like, how do I not get it? We're not at that point. Actually, I don't know if we were ever at that point. Because the point is, like, it is everywhere. It is all of us. It is everything. And and it's still my opinion, but I think I'm right. I just feel it. It just only makes sense. There are a few of us spitting it out. Because we have a body that was made by God that knows this should not be there. And for whatever reason that it is about us, whether it's a chemical difference or I don't know. But most of us have been to hell and back before we realized we started spitting it out. So I really believe that we're getting rid of the evil. And because people that are like, that supposedly don't have it, like doctors or my family or your families, they don't treat, that's not normal human behavior. It's just not. You guys know that that's not normal human behavior. Even if they didn't believe, the way we've been treated, it's not normal. So therefore it is. I mean, nobody's going to convince me different. It is something that others are harboring and keeping inside, and we're spitting them out and count your many blessings because praise God, because we can still kind of think clearly. Because, I mean, look around. Like, did you guys see that Nancy Pelosi's speech the other day? Like, what is she saying? She got the little poker thing in the arm, and she literally, I don't even like. You guys will have to watch it. Her latest speech, just like Nancy Pelosi's crazy speech. Google that. But it's like, what is going on? Like, they're making idiots every day. Like every day, an idiot's born. But these ones were already here, so I don't really know what happened other than that little roller up your sleeve, because that's the only thing like that is the mathematical common factor right there. So that's just me speaking out loud, but that's what I do. All right. And I love the comments that they all said. And Sharon, you're amazing. She was one of my first people too that I ever met, and she has been through it. And I'll tell you, she's got family too that just kind of don't. But she's so selfless that she doesn't want to grieve like her father or mother. You know, she doesn't want to grieve them with her, so she doesn't mention it. And I think it's courageous and selfless of her too. And so many of you, Kim, like all of you. I know you are those people. You are selfless and courageous and warriors, and you're amazing, and don't let anyone tell you different. And Candy's the most amazing, beautiful woman I've ever met, and I thank you so much, Candy, for being here and always telling people what you think, what you know, and sharing your advice, because it's precious advice. It really is. She knows. She's been here and through it a long, long time.
Well, thank you.
No. All right, guys. I guess we'll be back here Friday. Any closing statements, Candy?
I just want to say I'm so impressed. I feel like this video was like we went smooth this time. We didn't. Neither one of us got kicked off. Or,
I
it's like
know. That's because like I literally said a prayer. I swear I said a prayer right before, and because I haven't done a lot different other than steer cleared of. Well, no, I haven't done anything different. I said a prayer, guys. I mean, the Lord does hear us. He hears our prayers. And even if we don't understand his reason at the time, there's always a reason and a beneficial side to it, I promise. So just don't ever lose hope. Ever, ever. All right, then I guess I'm going to say goodbye. I love you guys. Thank you again for being here. And excuse me when I get all loud and rude and crude. And thank you for just being courageous again. And Candy, thank you for everything you do.
I am so thankful, man. We neither one of us got kicked off tonight. It's like, hey,
I'd
and
probably get kicked out because they don't like what I say before.
hopefully we don't have any of those like stupid parts where where they do this stuff to you.
Yeah, you're sitting there like you're frozen in time, but you're making like or having a seizure at the same time. But always at the worst pose with your mouth cocked open in a weird way and one eye closed and your finger in your nose or something. Yeah, that's what I get. But that's how it works for me, even when I get a regular picture. So what am I talking about? It's like I'm always that girl.
All right, well you go see your mommy. I love you.
Love you too. Love you guys.
And I
All
hope
right,
your mom gets better.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that so much because it was scary. I've almost lost her 3 times, and she's still kind of iffy. But I love you guys, and all your prayers would be so appreciated. And thank you, Candy. All right, this is Lisa and Candy on Waking God's Child, and we are finished. Over and out. Love you guys. Bye.